Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to another tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys how to crochet these beautiful flowers you could see on screen. I've made them in various colors because I want to use them to embellish a sweater I am making. I would leave the sweater tutorial linked in the description box below so you could check that out. But you could use these flowers to totally do anything you like. You could use them as a key holder. You could use them to embellish more than just a sweater, maybe say a shirt, a skirt, anything of your choice. And for this tutorial, you'd need yarn. I'm using milk cotton, the 5-ply size. And you would also need a crochet hook. I'm using a 3.0 millimeter. But feel free to use whatever hook size and yarn that is within your reach. It doesn't take a lot of yarn. It's a perfect project for leftover yarns and it looks so beautiful. Also, I don't have my ends weaved in because they would be used to attach these flowers to the sweater. But without further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial. Get up on the floor, dancing all night long. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. So to start, you'd make a slip knot. I like to leave a bit of tail, so just make a slip knot with your yarn and insert your hook right into the slip knot. Then you chain 6 to chain your yarn over, pull through. You've done that once, so you do this 5 more times to make a total of 6 chains. After chaining 6, you want to slip stitch on the very first chain you made. So insert your hook right there and slip stitch, and you'd have a little ring just like this one you can see. Now you want to chain 1 to bring it up to speed, and in this ring you put 15 single crochet. So insert your hook in the ring, yarn over with your working yarn, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you do this 14 more times for a total of 15 single crochets. So it's insert, pull through, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when you're getting to 10, you see the cycle, the ring starts to get like a little choked up and there's not enough space. So you want to scoot this ones you've made down a bit and create more room for the 5 unmade. So 11, 12, 13, 14, and I just need one more. That'll be 15. Perfect. Some might want to make bigger chains, so they want to chain 7 to start to get a wider hole. But I try to maintain a chain 6 for this yarn and hook size I'm using, because I don't want my hole to be overly wide. Because you could see in the ones I showed, I added a bead. If the hole is too wide, I'm afraid this bead will not be able to stay. It might just fall through at the back. Yeah. So I think it's perfect for me. But if you want more petals, because this determines the petals actually, so I have 8 petals in total. If you want more, you go ahead and chain a bigger chain to create a wider ring and put in more single crochets to create more petals. So this is the end of round 1. You slip stitch on the very first single crochet like so, and you can chain up 3. Chain 3 stands as a double crochet, so 1, 2, 3, and then chain 3 extra because we're trying to give a gap. So 1, 2, 3. That's a total of chain 6, right? Now you yarn over and make a double crochet in the next stitch after this one. So this is where the chain 6 came out from. You would skip 1 and in the next you make a double crochet by inserting your hook here, pulling through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So you have this, you have a space. So you see this chain 3 stands as the first double crochet, the next chain 3 the gap in between, and then a double crochet. Now moving forward, you want to chain 3, skip 1 and insert a double crochet in the next, and this is the pattern for round 2. chain 3, skip 1, double crochet in the next. So far we have 3 chain gaps. So this is what I'm calling chain gaps. We just made the 4th one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. And this is what I mean by you could increase your startup single crochet to get more petals, because the single crochet gives us base to do this, and these gaps are the amount of petals we would have. You see by the end, when we've skipped this and we've made our double crochet here, we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we still have this gap to close. So you chain 3 and count on your 3rd chain out of the 6 chains you started with. You'd slip stitch right there. Guys, I also have this huge tree right in front of my shop, so there are a lot of birds there always. We should get accustomed to chirping sounds in my tutorial. I just hope you could hear me clearly. So now we have 8 of these. So you see what I mean by if you went ahead to start with more single crochets, you would have more of these chain gaps and more petals consequently. We're going to the petal round, which is the final round and also the most complicated, however not as complicated as you would think. To do the petals, I will start by chaining 1, 2, 3, 4. Now after you've made this chain 4, you want to make a single crochet in the next double crochet. So insert your single crochet right there, and I will put a link for the chain stitch, the single crochet stitch, the double crochet stitch, all in the description box for absolute beginners. So you've chained 4 and you've made a single crochet here. This leaves a gap here. Now you want to turn your work to the back. The back would be where this your starting strand is. So when you flipped your work, you chain 2, and in this gap you've made from chaining 4, you make 6 double crochets. So I've prepared for 1, second one, third, fourth, fifth, and 6th. This is my 6th double crochet, all made whilst our work was turned behind. So now we'll flip to the front again, and in the double crochet stitch right underneath, which happens to be our chain 3 in this case, you would make 5 double crochet, but on the stitch itself. So just pinch it like this if it helps, and make your first double crochet right there. Let me bring it up a bit. Second, like work it on the stitch. The stitch is the basis where you work these ones. 3, 4, and this is the 5th one right here. So you can fold your work to make it convenient for you to work it. But when you're done with the 5th, you want to fold it this way. So this one makes a curve in the petals. You want to fold it towards your left hand side if you're right-handed like me. And in this same place where you made your single crochet after chaining 4, that same double crochet, you just insert and make a slip stitch. So with that, you've done petal 1. I hope this was a good color to teach you guys in, because I had done all the petals I needed, all the flowers I needed, and this was the last color left, and I just wanted to teach you. So I hope you can see. If you have any question whatsoever, leave them in the comment section. I would be more than willing to respond. After you've slip stitched and make your first petal, you want to chain 4, and it's basically a repeat. So this is the second time I'll be saying it. I've chained 4 now, and in this double crochet right here, you'd make a single crochet. After making your single crochet, you want to flip your work to the back, chain 2 to bring it up, and then make 6 double crochets in the chain 4 space you had just made. This is my second, my third, my fourth, my 5th, and my 6th double crochet. And after making 6 double crochet, you would flip your work back towards the front, and on the double crochet from round 2 right below, you pinch it up this way and pick it and make 5 double crochet on that stitch, basically on the body of the stitch your double crochet should be made. I've made my third one just now. This is my fourth, and here goes the fifth one. After doing this, you want to flap your petal this way and slip stitch where it all started. I'll do this for the last time on camera, but see, we have two petals now. And for the last time, you want to chain 4, single crochet in the double crochet, turn your work, then chain 2, and make 6 double crochet in the chain 4 space. Then flip your work to the front again, and on this double crochet stitch you make 5 double crochets. Then make the flap or the fold come together like this, because you'd be slip stitching right where you made your single crochet after chaining 4. So far I have 3 petals. I'll go ahead and make the rest, and when I'm at the last petal, which could be quite tricky, just a bit, a tiny bit, because it's a bit covered, I'll come back and show you guys how to work the last petal, how to end our flower, and also how to attach the beads for those who would love to attach the beads. So I'll see you guys back at the end, which would be the beginning. So I just made my slip stitch on the second to the last petal, and for the last petal you will chain 4. However, the spot where you put your single crochet is quite hidden because it's the chain 3 from the beginning of round 2. So you just want to make sure you fish it out, insert it, and then make a single crochet right there. The rest is worked like it should be. That is 6 double crochet in the chain 4 space. That was my second, third, fourth, fifth, yarn splits, and then 6th, and then flip it forward again and work your last set of 5s in the last standing double crochet. That was my third, having my fourth now, and this is the final one. And for slip stitch, you go ahead and slip stitch in the same spot where your single crochet was made. After slip stitching, you want to end off by chaining 1, and because I'm attaching this to a sweater, I will go ahead and cut it off right here after pulling up a long strand. This is our flower, guys. Here you have it. You have quite a big hole here, but what I do is I tug on this start strand a bit and it acts to close the hole. So yeah, that's a lot smaller. You could go ahead and have this without putting beads, but I think the bead makes it 10x better, and I love me better. So I'll go ahead and place a bead here. I don't know if that's important to show you guys, but because I had a lot of flowers, I didn't want to swap color. I just wanted to be white. It's tricky to sew because none of the items are white, but the bead is white, the pearl is white. So I just go very close to where the bead would be, like this, very, very close. Insert it, pull through, then insert my needle in the bead and very close to the opposite side and pull through there, guys. And I just run this for the second time again. So in, so close to where it was, so it does not look white, so the white color of the thread does not come out a lot. Out and in again. Now I would normally sew 3 times, but 2 times is enough for this, because if I do more than 2, it starts to show that the color is white. So I just make sure for the 2 times I sew it is pretty secured, and then I take the thread and pass it through the back loops of round 1. just enough till I feel secured. And then I can cut this thread. And also this one. I also like to burn because it will be placed at the sweater so it wouldn't show. Just for extra security, I burn these off. And there you have it, neat and finished. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. If you learned something new and if you do use this tutorial on any of your projects, please tag me on Instagram at CBH Academy, and I would be so excited to see your tags. Thank you for watching this channel, coming back here every time. I try to be consistent, but it could be a whole lot. But I'm so glad I have you guys subscribed. I'm so glad you make it easy for me to do this. You're so appreciative. I can't imagine doing YouTube without you guys. So yeah, thank you for all the love so far. Does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. I love you guys a lot. Do subscribe, like, share, follow, you know, the whole shebang. And I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye-bye. Been a minute since we kicked it, you've been caught up.